Welcome to Obidient Family TV. Welcome to the election week. This is Obedient Women, and I am Sharon Enemchuku. Of course, I have with me my co-host, but I have one extra special guest who is going to introduce himself in a minute.
Extra special indeed. You're welcome to the program. My name is Peacock.
Okay, welcome. And the
what?
ever beautiful.
So you didn't want to add anything?
No, of course.
All right.
Extra special.
Yeah, good
Extraordinary.
afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It's nice to be here again.
Okay. I can see how you both are shining.
Yeah.
I don't need to ask about your weekend because I can guess it was already nice.
Yep.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about ideal qualities of women in politics. Okay, so basically we're just going to be sharing our personal opinions on what we feel that these women in politics should possess as per qualities and all of that good stuff. Right, let's just get straight into the video. So we know that we have lesser representation of women in politics today, and it is a problem. It's an issue, and we're encouraging more women really to become more invested in politics and to contest more, to come out and vote. And we see that these women are starting to respond. We appreciate that, but then there is something that Mr. Peter B said. Right, he said that when he was governor of Anambra State, he attributed his success to the competent women he surrounded himself with. So that is what we are all about today. We are just going to be letting everybody know that it's okay as a woman to contest for whatever political post, but then there are certain criteria or certain qualities that you should possess. All right, so let's just start with me. I think for number one, right, I think one quality that any woman in politics should possess is I'll call it perseverance, right? You should know, I think you should have this thick skin, and giving up easily shouldn't even be anywhere in your dictionary, because we say go into politics and then it might sound as if it's easy, but my dear, it is not. It is a whole lot of work. Definitely. And even if this is a scenario whereby the society appreciates more women in politics, right, it would still be hard. Now imagine a country or a society that does not, appreciate women's involvement in politics. It is 10 times harder, really, even maybe 20 times harder for women. So I think the number one quality for me is that they should, have a thick skin, really. What about you, Jessie?
Okay, I think it's related. What I'm about to say is quite related with what you just said. Number one for me is confidence. Because if you are not confident, you'll be easily intimidated by these men or people who do not perceive you as, able to deliver the job. So if you, like you said, having this thick skin and also that confidence, being sure of what you are capable of bringing to the table. And if you're confident, definitely you will not allow people override you or anything just get to you easily, because you know what you're worth and you know what you can offer. So that's one critical thing you need to have to go into this politics thing, because it's definitely not easy. When we say that women should be involved in politics, it sounds easy to say, right? But then the work and everything that you have to face as a woman, it's not easy. So you need that confidence.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. I really appreciate that, and I buy that 100%. Peacock.
Okay, yes, I totally agree that women should grow thick skin, because politics is not for the weak. It's not for the faint-hearted. You have to be really strong to participate in it. However, I think that away from the thick skin, women should acquire prerequisite knowledge about the political scene in Nigeria. And we find a lot of lawyers engaging in politics, and it's no-brainer like why they would do so, because they know about the law. Okay, so you find a lot of lawyers involved in politics in Nigeria today, even across the world. So I think it's necessary. You don't just jump into a field where you have no knowledge about and you expect to excel. So the knowledge about the field, about the way things are run, and the constitution of also the party formations and party structures and all of that. It's really important that yes, that you get those knowledge.
That is so apt, because I think there was a time we talked about it, that it's important when we're talking about experience and we're trying to advise women to have more experience in this field and, you know, be more knowledgeable in this field. So on to my next point, I think that women should have it's a skill to me, because it's not everybody that can do it, but they should have the skill to network, right, among these political gurus and analysts or people in the field, really, because it depends on your personality, really. Some people will call themselves introverts, right? They don't like to socialize, they don't like to come out and then meet people and then mingle. I think that could be a problem, in the sense that in the kind of country and the kind of society that we found ourselves in, women should know how to network. It means being able to go out to political gatherings, hold conversations, you know, impress these people, link up with one or two. So I believe that networking is very important. And really, it's not just for people who have political ambition, right? Whatever field that you're into, it's important that you network. So that is number two.
Yeah, your network is equal to your net worth, right?
Exactly.
Yes, preach. I like that. Wisdom. Yes, your network equals your net worth. So yes, that's my number two. Saka?
Okay, so I would like to also add leadership skill. I think it's related to what Pika said, you know, knowing what you're going for. But then if you do not have this leadership skill, I don't think you'll be able to lead people, you know, organize yourself, or organize people and do the basic thing that is required in politics, right? So as much as you're interested in going into politics, you should also know what leadership is about, because leadership is different from being a boss. I think some women like this idea of, you know, I am in this, exactly, this is who I am, follow me, and all this encourage and all those things, but they do not understand leadership skill, and which is more important than all of this, you know, flamboyant lifestyle and all those things. So to me, leadership skill is more important. Like if you have it, people are easily going to follow you. They'll even want to buy to your vision and all of this thing, because you're not the regular kind of woman that wants to just shine through politics. So leadership skill for me.
Oh, I like that. I love that. That is so brilliant, in the sense that it might be a little hard for women, because our society has kind of trained women to be followers rather than leaders. So that might be a little, they might need cultural shifts in that aspect, but that is so super brilliant. On to my next point. I'm trying to choose which one comes in as number three, because I don't know how to say this, in the sense that, okay, let me just put it as being bold. I think women should be bold and should speak up for themselves, in the sense that you are, you know, when I said networking, right? You are in a political gathering and people are making contributions. Let's say men are making contributions. It would be natural for a woman to want to shut up and listen, which is important. You should listen. But then if you have opinions, if you have suggestions, I think it's important that you speak up. Why I'm saying this? Because this is going to build your brand as a person in politics, because nobody really, no state or no local government area wants a woman who cannot be able to represent the needs of the people. So it's important that you do not allow your surrounding, or you do not allow the people that you work with intimidate you. So it's the same thing as building confidence, right? Because it's when you have confidence that you can be able to be bold and speak up, right? And then as you are being bold and you're speaking up, make sure that the things you're speaking up are, you know, intelligent, so that you can be able to defend it.
Not sentimental.
Yes, not sentimental. Let's say with fact. You see when Mr. P2B speaks, right? He's giving you facts, he's giving you data and figures, exactly. You can't really argue with numbers.
Exactly.
So women should know their onions and be able to speak up and, you know, defend whatever they are speaking up for.
So let me add something to that regarding boldness. I also want to encourage families, fathers, mothers, because this thing starts from the home. If imagine that you come from a place where, or you grew up in a family that maybe you have a father or a mother that shuts you up easily, or you are never given that opportunity to talk, to speak out, it's going to be hard for you to do so, you know, when you grow up. So this is just me telling other people, like, encourage your daughters. Don't always try to shut them up as though they have they don't have voice or they don't have opinion to matters, you know. So boldness is also linked to where you're coming from. So imagine that you've been in a place or in a circle or in a family where you are not allowed to be yourself. It's going to be hard. So if you really thrive, like if you want to see this thing happen in the society, it starts from the home. So encourage your daughters, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that, because a lot of the characters that we have as grown-up adults can actually be traced back to our upbringing and our background. I will let Mr. P. Cash give us his next point, but then we're going to be going on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be hearing that point. Don't go nowhere.
Hello, this is my message to the Nigerian youths. I am glad that we have this great opportunity to discuss about the future of this country, Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to all of us, but to the youths most especially. I am super proud of what the youths have done, the realization that indeed the power lies with the youth. Indeed, successive governments and leadership have failed the youth. They've dismissed their capacity, the creativity, innovation. And this is why we are where we were. I am here to speak to you that not only am I proud of you, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, is super proud of you. We are proud of the movement you're leading and all the sacrifices being made for a better Nigeria. I can tell you, Peter Obi means well for Nigerian youths. He will run a youth-inclusive government and purposeful leadership that will usher in a new dawn for generations to come. Job issues, unemployment, and indeed all the other hazards that we face as a younger generation, I believe will be a thing of the past, at least reduced significantly. I'm here to remind you that we are the last lap of this race, when we all need to come to the consciousness that the effort we're going to put in the next coming weeks can change our trajectory completely and positively. So I want to urge you, do what you can to keep on the fight until a better Nigeria is achieved. You need to make sure that you realize again that you're actually the one running for presidency, just using Peter Obi and Dati Baba Ahmed as symbol. We are coming for a better Nigeria. This is time to vote for Labour Party. The logo is Papa, Mama, Pikin, or LP. On that day, come out in mass, show your energy, show your creativity, do everything you need to do positively to make sure your votes count. That means wait until the end. I am thankful to God for what the Nigerian youths are doing. God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back from that break. This is still Obidati family, and you're on to Obedient Women. My name is Sharon Enemchuku, and I am here with my two amazing co-hosts in person of
Jessica Chinwe. Welcome back to the show.
Yes, Picard still here. Welcome back to the show.
All right, so before we went on that break, we're talking about qualities, our ideal qualities that we feel that women in politics should possess, right? And Mr. Peacat, you wanted to give us a point.
Yes. On the heels of Jessica's point about leadership.
Okay.
Yes. Politics is not like a career. You know, a lot of people like in Nigeria now tend to think that politics should be a career.
Yeah.
Because that's where we find when somebody leaves a particular office, they aspire to another office, and they aspire to another, and you find out they have this long career span or maybe long years in politics. Okay, but it shouldn't necessarily be like that. I think the first thing that should come first, like the thing that should come first, is the interest of the people that you're serving. All right, so you shouldn't get into politics because you want to make a career out of it. That is not enough. You should get into politics because you want to serve the people. So one characteristics or quality that I think any woman that is aspiring for political office should have is the interest of the people at heart. You should be ready to serve the people. You should be ready to feel the pulse of the people and, you know, be able to address their needs. You should be able to relate to them, and they should be able to relate to you too. But the kind of master-slave politics that is practiced in Nigeria today, it's just about the money, the person that is more influential, you know, getting into office and then taking advantage of it to loot the polity and loot the commonwealth of the people even more. But that is not what it should be. Like what we see with our principal, Peter Obi, you know, when he was governor of Anambra State, he led an exemplary leadership style, okay? After he left office, never before seen in this country, left billions of naira in the state's account. And, you know, all of these perks that comes with political offices that he decided not to, you know, to go on with and to accept, like the land, the property, and all of those things that are attached to governors that have left office. So the thing is that he had the interest of the people at heart. He wanted to improve the lives of the people of Anambra State. And that is why we believe him. That's why we trust him. And that's why he has this movement around him. But if you are only dependent on how much you can bribe people and vote by, it's not enough, okay, to deliver elections and deliver results and make you, you know, get those aspirations that you want in politics.
That is true. That is amazing. And then we can obviously see, like what you said, this is something that principal exhibits. These are qualities that we know him to possess. So that is really brilliant. I'm going to let Jessica give us.
Yeah, let me add something. I don't know if it's related to what Peter just said, but I also think that integrity matters. Like, if you want to go into politics, I know there is this ideology or this stereotype about politicians. You know, when you see politicians, the first thing that comes into your mind is dirty game. Everything there is just dirty. But let's look back to what our principal did years ago. I think he has created a new narrative. You know, someone was saying that the new generation or the current generation would have a different perspective about politics. Like, if they are thriving or if they intend to become the president of Nigeria, they will start working now. They will start making sure that there is no skeleton in their cupboard, you know, unlike what we're used to. We see that other people, maybe they don't have certificates or they didn't go to school, but they know how to maneuver their ways, you know. But then Peter Obi treaded in a different path, and it's part of having integrity. So women should just have this integrity because it will pay off at the end, you know. So that's just my own opinion.
That is really deep, because integrity is something that should not be that cannot be overemphasized, because I mean, if Mr. Peter Obi you know, lacked integrity, he wouldn't have the kind of backup that he has right now. I mean, I think integrity is one of the qualities that stands him out from the rest of his opponents, because we've seen the others, they lack integrity. They lack it completely. So integrity is key. But I would say that you know, in addition to what we're saying now about integrity, I didn't think that was I didn't used to think that was an important quality to possess if you wanted to partake in Nigerian politics. Because then, you know, the ideology of dirty game, politics is a dirty game. So now with Mr. Peter Obi and everything that he stands for, we are beginning to see that of a truth, a good name is better than riches.
Can I also add something before you go for that? I think empathy is also a good quality, because the ability to understand people's feeling and the situations of things is very important, because there are some people that really they don't care about people's feeling, or if you are against them, maybe you do not agree to what they are doing, they feel that you are their enemy or you guys have issues. But when you have this empathy, you have this ability to understand another's point of view, you can relate with people, as in it's easy for you to relate with people, because I think this is part of Peter Obi's quality. He has this empathy. That is why it's quite easy for him to relate with just anybody. Like, he understands your point of view, which may be very different from his, you know.
He's
we are all
open-minded,
a thank you, is open-minded. So we have diverse humans, like people, we have different kind of people, and we have different ideologies. So when you have this empathy, you understand that this person is coming from a different point of view, which is different from yours, and you can be able to relate with them. But if you do not have them, if you do not have this empathy, it's very difficult to relate with humans. And being in politics or maybe vying for one position or another means that you will be dealing with humans, so you need empathy. That's one empathy. Of the points. Yeah.
That is, I think we have one spirit, because I think my next point was character and conscience. You know how Mr. P2B, you know, says a lot about character, competence, and having good morals and all of that. So there's no need to dive into that, because you just explained it. So I'm going to go into my next point. I think not just as a woman, but as anybody that is interested in politics, we should emulate. There's this thing that I've seen Mr. P2B practice, you know, when he was governor of Anambra State. That is innovative strategies to tackle issues, right? You will see Mr. P2B come up with really amazing strategies to solve a particular societal issue. Where should I give an example? Okay, let me give an example of when he was governor of Anambra State and what he did for small farmers. You know how he was able to instead of, okay, let me use education, sorry. You know how before the norms was, okay, they would pass up funds from the national to the state, and then the commissioner will now get it down to the teachers and everything. And we see that because of that long chain before it arrives at its destination, these teachers were being, they were not given the right funds, right? They were being, how will I call it? They just stole from them for real. And then they were being cheated. And Mr. P2B came into the picture and he changed that. He developed this direct funding whereby it was going directly from national level to the teacher. So this is one of the many strategies that Mr. P2B developed. It doesn't have to always be by the book. If you see that what is in the book is not working, then you should bring out something out of the book or out of the box. So I think, you know, being able to, you know, just develop strategies, new out of the box, bright strategies to solve issues is key, and it is important. Should I go to my next point, or should I let you, Pikash, bring out your next?
Okay, yeah, I have a point here. For women that intend to go into politics, they also need to work on their communication skill. All right, communication is very, very important. The way you communicate your ideas to the people, the way you sell yourself to the people. And another part of communication is listening. You have to be a good listener, and, you know, to hear the people and understand the people, you know, to be able to make a good leader. Even in the US, a lot of presidents in the US are communicators, good orators, actually. Good orators that have even won Grammy Awards from orating. So, from oratory. So, it's a very essential skill for every woman. I know a lot of women talk. They say women can talk, you know. That is the sex that talks. I don't know, more, they talk more.
To being an orator.
Exactly, it doesn't. You have to make a conscious effort to communicate properly.
A message, yes.
Exactly. So it's not just about talking, it's about communication. All right, so I think that's a very good skill that every woman should have.
It is a skill, because you just said something that I actually like. Talking is not communication. You might be talking, but you're not communicating anything. And it's important that women, right, not just women, but men too, know how to I think anybody that is watching this can pick a thing or two from the points that we've been giving, because really it's a general, it applies to the general public.
Oh, sorry, just to cut in, like, the president that we've had for the past 8 years in Nigeria is not a good communicator.
Exactly.
Very poor communication. And, you know, just like the person that's coming after him in his party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we can see his communication skills, Bala Blue, it's awful. So we don't need this kind of leaders. I guess this is an African problem or maybe Nigerian problem, you know, but we need to see a change, okay, in that aspect. And that's why we're rooting for Mr. Peter Obi. I don't know if you've heard his wife talk.
I have. That woman is eloquent.
Yes,
I have. As a lecturer in Abuja, she was,
women like Indicato. Have you heard Indicato?
I know the way she composes
her. Very brilliant woman. And Aisha Yesufu too.
Oh my God.
You know, so we have examples of, you know, women that are already doing it well.
Yes.
Okay, so
of course, I like that. That's a very brilliant point. I love that. And let's move on to the next point. I think this is my last. Does anybody have any other point before we wrap up?
Don't.
Okay. All right. My last point is, I think anybody really that has any interest in politics should be ready to work tirelessly hard. Because it's not easy. I've said that before. But then apart from it, we've seen that the kind of politicians that we have, male or female, no, just male because it's predominantly male, right? The kind of politicians that we have are people that are just there to sit down in the office and loot money and spend that money. They only work hard at spending money, not at making that money back for the country. Exactly. So that is an issue. That is a problem. And you see this point, being hardworking, it boils down to every sector. Okay, let's take, for example, public workers, right? You're not in politics really, but you're a public worker. Maybe you're a government paid teacher, or you work for a federal university, you're a staff. The level of laziness you see,
indifference.
Oh my God, the indifference. It's crazy, it's alarming. And then it seems as though you are not being paid. Maybe it's because they don't pay them enough, they don't pay them on time, I don't know, so they don't have motivation to work. I don't know what the case may be, but it is just alarming. So I think naturally, or this is something that can be developed, of course. I feel like you should develop, and then this comes from also the heart of service. You should be ready to serve. And you see what Mr. Peter B says. Mr. Peter B is, he will say it all the time, over and over again. He's contesting for this position because he wants to serve Nigerians. He's contesting, he will tell you that he's pursuing the post of the CEO of Nigeria. So to him, it's a job. It's about serving, you know, bringing something to the table. So yes, I believe that at any level or wherever area or sector of Nigeria that you're working from, it's important that you are hard working. It's not, you shouldn't, I don't even think it's people that are not serious, right? That, what do they say? There's no food for a lazy man. So there's no political position too for a lazy woman. So you should be ready to work hard. That is all from me. Pikachu, do you have anything else?
Okay, no, nothing much, but, you know, it's really important that anybody that intends to go into politics and leadership, okay, that's what I would rather call it, okay, leadership, should acquire these qualities and work on them so that you can excel.
Exactly. And then it's important that we tell them also that it doesn't have to be natural. It's something that you can work on. It's something that you can develop, right? So yes, and there is something that, there's a quote I'm trying to remember. Say that leaders are not born, they are made. Right? Exactly. So yes, leaders are not born, they are made. That is going to be all from all of us here on Obidient Family TV. Thank you so much, Pikachu and Jessica, for doing this with me today. It was an absolute pleasure. Don't forget, there's no way you can even forget, this is election week. election is on which day? Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday.
5
Very
days away.
beautiful weekend. You know, you're not going to work. Nothing, you're students, the school has already given you vacation, right? So you can go out and vote. Remember, the vacation they're giving is to go out and vote, not to go home and sleep. So please ensure that everybody that you know that has a PVC goes out on Saturday the 25th to vote for Mr. Peter Obi. Please, that is really all I can say on that. But it's a wrap from all of us. We talked about the ideal qualities of women in politics. I hope that whether you're a man or a woman, you were able to pick one or two things from what we said. I think that's going to be all. Till we see you next. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at Obidient Family TV on all social media platforms. You can also choose to follow us on our individual social media platforms. What is it, Jessica?
Jessica _.
All right.
And at official Pcatch.
Okay, and for me, it's Sharon and Nemchuku. Till we see you tomorrow, do have a good day and bye.
Bye.
Bye.